You can go there for swimming. Beluga whale.
They undergo what's called polar night. Underwater, it gets really dark. Not to mention in other areas, like around Alaska, glacial melts, seasonal melts, will turn the water murky. In places like Cook Inlet around Anchorage, the water is about the opacity of chocolate milk. So being able to use echolocation to hunt isn't just useful, it's required for survival. Now, belugas are also among the most talkative of all animals in the ocean. They're known as the canaries of the sea, for those of us who are ocean birds, because they can make 27 different types of sounds. Now, you can think of a type of sound as a letter in an alphabet. As humans, we obviously make a lot more, and then we combine them into words to create strings of meaning. Belugas do something surprisingly similar. We don't know the full extent of their vocabulary, but that's something that we're researching in partnership with Austin University. They're recording a library of different beluga sounds, playing them back to other belugas to see how they react, to try and figure out what the meaning might be. We're also figuring out what facial expressions correlate to what noises, so we can see, using cameras, what they are, in other words, what they're saying. Now, here's the problem that belugas are facing. Because they use sound to survive, noise pollution is a very immediate threat, because swimming blind in the Arctic is not safe. And in particular areas like Cook Inlet, that place I mentioned where it's almost impossible to survive without some other means of seeing, they're dealing with not only the busiest port in Alaska and fishing fleets, they're also dealing with mineral exploration and drilling platforms. Very, very loud things that are taking away their ability to hear and navigate. Now, here at Georgia Aquarium, we're trying to figure out some ways to help those belugas. For example, our belugas here, they're part of a metabolic study to see how much food belugas need in order to survive so that we can then send that to conservationists in Alaska to help them regulate the fishing industry so that their belugas can survive. But there's also something that we can do here. So, do any of us know the bottom of the Arctic food web? It's an animal called krill. Now, that's not something that we humans eat aside from krill oil supplements, but how many of us